In this tip, we talk about how to find the angle if you already know the sine, cosine, or tangent of the angle, or perhaps how to find the angle if you know the measures of the sides of the triangle. Quick review, remember we talked about the 30, 60, 90 degree right triangle with a hypotenuse of 1 has legs 1/2 and root 3 over 2. So this problem, if I want to find the sine of 30, is going in the opposite direction of this, and we've done that already. To find the sine of 30 degrees from the sides, you take the opposite side, you divide by the length of the hypotenuse, and you'd get 1/2. For the cosine of 30, you'd take the length of the adjacent side, divide by the hypotenuse, and you'd get root 3 over 2. And of course, this could be done with a calculator as well. If we wanted, say, the cosine of 30 degrees, I could simply press the cosine button, enter the 30. My calculator is already in degree mode, and I get about 0.866. Now that's supposed to be the same as root 3 over 2. It's probably worth checking that just once. Second square root of 3, divide by 2. Sure enough, those two are the same. So that's what we've done already. Now we want to go the other way around. Suppose that you knew that the sine of an angle were 0.5 or some other number. How could you find out what the angle is? You do that for the sine, cosine, and tangent functions with the inverse sine, the inverse cosine, and the inverse tangent functions. The inverse sine of x means find the angle whose sine is x. The inverse cosine of x means find the angle whose cosine is x. And likewise, the inverse tangent of x is the angle whose tangent is x. So if I know ahead of time that the sine of theta is 0.437, then theta is equal to the inverse sine of 0.437. Now that is how we would express it if it had to be an exact value. But if we're willing to settle for a decimal approximation, and usually we are, we can get that on the calculator. I know that the angle has sine 0.437, so you press the second key, and then choose the inverse sine function right above the sine. Inverse sine 0.437 is 25.91, meaning that the angle has measure approximately 25.91 degrees. Okay, what if the cosine were 0.95? Well, we'd do the same thing. Inverse cosine, second, and press the same button as cosine. Enter the value of the cosine, close up the parentheses and enter, and we have approximately 18 let's say 3 decimals this time, 195. And what if we knew that the tangent were 89.2? Well, inverse tangent, 89.2. The angle itself would be approximately 89.358 degrees.